Here we are on the search page of the Outlier database, and this is really the bread and butter that I use to make all of my content, from my YouTube videos to my newsletter to my Instagram posts. It all basically comes from this page, so I want to take the time to walk you through how to get the most out of it. So if you click here in the search bar, you can see a list of some popular hashtags that are in our database, and you can click on one of them. So let's say you're interested in leg entanglements, you can click here. And now you should see examples of people teaching leg entanglements, which will have resource applied to them. These are, podcast or instructional type content of people teaching how to do leg entanglements. And then if it's happening against live resistance, so in competition or in training, it'll have hashtag footage. So if you're interested in any of these hashtags, let's say we're interested in seeing more examples from live competition, you can click footage. And now you should see only examples happening in live competition. If you want to see bear trap, you would click this. Yeah, you get the idea. But now we can click into the search bar and you can start to see a little bit of like a statistical insight of trends happening. I wouldn't take these statistics as like gospel or anything, but I think they are a good indication of the trends that you see from whatever you're interested in studying up here. So if you are interested in statistical stuff, I recommend doing the hashtag footage. Otherwise, you're going to see, the instructional type content as well. So it might throw off the numbers a bit. But yeah, you can see most, leg entanglements. There's a lot of outside Ashi entries. There's a lot of cross Ashi entries, decent amount of submissions. And then you just kind of scroll down and start to see an idea of the trends happening. So let's say we're interested in the submissions happening from here. And now you can click in and we can start to see that, heel hooks are the highest. And inside heel hooks are here, outside heel hooks down here. So yeah, you can see most of the heel hooks are inside heel hooks. Straight ankle lock here. If you scroll down, you'll see the different, positions. You'll see athletes that tend to do submissions from leg entanglements. You basically just see all the hashtags ranked in order of most popular to least popular. So let's, what do we want to dive into here? Maybe let's look at some counter leg locks. So now you should see people countering into a leg lock to get a submission, right? And if you click in here, you can, again, see all the trends that tend to happen. This is actually quite interesting, that inside heel hooks and straight ankles are pretty close when it comes to counter leg locks. But let's say, you wanted to see single leg X escapes with a counter leg lock that led to submission. You can look at that here. Nice. Calf slicer. Cool. So now let's clear this. Now I want to talk about guards. So if you click into the search bar up here, you can click one of these popular hashtags, or you can just start typing, right? So if you start typing, you'll see, like, if you're interested in half guard, you'll see we have half guard and half guard pass. So it was hard for us to try and figure out how to distinguish between the bottom person and the top person. But the way we ended up doing it is, if you're interested in studying how to attack from bottom when you're playing half guard, you would click this hashtag. And if you're interested in studying how to pass half guard, you would click this hashtag. So another example might be, De La Hiva. So if you're interested in how to pass De La Hiva, you would click here, and now you should see different ways the top person's working to pass De La Hiva. And now if you click into the search, again, you'll see the different like trends on how to pass De La Hiva. And if you want to see, like, just the live examples, you would click here, and now you can start to see the trends, right? And you can start to see the athletes that are good at passing from De La Hiva. So if you wanted to see Joseph passing from De La Hiva, you could do that here. If you are interested in passing De La Hiva into a certain position, so let's say you're interested in passing De La Hiva into mount, there's only two of those. So mount, like just hashtag mount, would be you start in mount. Mount entry would be, the ways to get to mount. So if you wanted to pass De La Hiva into mount, you would stack these hashtags on top of one another in order to see what you're looking for. And this is how you can kind of fine tune the results that you're getting. But again, like, if let's say you wanted to see, the different ways people are getting into mount, you can start to see, the trends. Obviously, side control is a pretty common way to get to mount. Um, yeah, so if you click here, you would see that, and yeah, like chest half guard pass. This type of thing is how we tried to keep, the starting and ending positions, to really fine tune what you're looking for. So let's say you wanted to see, you start in mount, and let's say you go to the back. So it would be back take, right? So now we should see taking the back from mount. Cool. So now if we clear this, another thing people have found quite helpful is, let's say you're interested in entries into KGuard, and we're going to apply the footage so we can see the trends. And you can see, there's a decent amount from open guard and a decent amount from closed guard. But if you just wanted to see the closed guard ones, obviously you would click here, and now you'll see entries into K guard from closed guard. But if you wanted to see the entries that are not from closed guard, you could click this little check here, and then it will turn the hashtag red. So now you'll see examples of people entering K guard that are not from closed guard. And then if you click here, again, you see, the different people, the different positions that people are entering into K guard that are not closed guard. And then just to kind of tie a bow on this, so like if I'm interested in making a video about, you know, cross-ashi or something like this, I will look at different videos like tutorials or mostly footage for my videos, and I'll see different ways people are attacking from cross-ashi, and then if I like, I'll just basically scroll through all these examples, and you can go down and then go to the next page. You can see there's a good amount of results, and let's say I like this example for whatever reason. I can click this button here, and I can save it to my folder, and I can create a new folder, and I can name it whatever I want. And you can see I have this folder here for Double Trouble, and you can save it to that folder. So now when you go over to your folders and you click your Double Trouble folder, you'll have all the examples that you've saved in there. So the way I go about it is I go to the search page, I search for whatever position I'm in, I watch all the examples, I save the ones I like, and then I go compile all of those to make my YouTube videos, my newsletters. You can see in here I have like a bunch of newsletters that are potential ideas for newsletters, and I just save them. And then when I'm ready to make the newsletter, I do that. So this again is basically what I do to make all my content. And then the final thing that is quite cool and what a lot of people are here for and excited about, especially as we get more and more data and the tools get better, is our AI feature. So you can click the chat here, and then it'll take you to the chat thing, and you could just ask a question here, or you can just type whatever you want into this search bar. So I think this is a great starting point. If you're not sure like which hashtags to search for, you can always obviously like reach out to me, or you can just start here and say like, and it'll throw it into the chat. So you can see pass over to inside ashi, tack an outside heel hook. So you can see this is Gordon breaking down how to do this. So it's including like instructional type content as well as footage of people doing it. So if you just wanted to see, footage, or you just wanted to see resource, right now best response means it's doing both. But if you just want to see footage, you can do that. And then you can click regenerate. And now it should give you an answer with only footage. So here we see, pass over to inside ashi for an outside heel hook. You can click here, and then you can see an example of someone doing that, right? So that's the idea behind the chat. You could always go back to the search and start here. But yeah, that's the overview of the search page. I hope you find it as useful as I do. Of course, if you have any questions, reach out to me on, Discord, which you can join by clicking this button here. That's probably the best place. And you could also do, email, Instagram, however you want to get a hold of me. I'm happy to help where I can. So, yeah, happy studying.